You get a phone call or an email or a diagnosis, and in 1 second, your normal life is gone, and it feels like a glitch in the universe, a sudden, senseless shatter of everything you relied on. In those moments, almost everyone asks the same question. If the universe is supposed to be merciful and just, why does it allow things to fall apart for seemingly no reason at all? The 18th chapter of the Quran, Surah Al-Kahf, or the Cave, contains a narrative that addresses these questions directly. The chapter was revealed after polytheists in Mecca tried to test the Prophet Muhammad. They asked a series of difficult questions about ancient history and obscure figures, assuming he wouldn't know the answers. The response they received delivered a challenge to how human beings observe reality and how quick we are to judge the events of our own lives. The story centers on a meeting between two figures. First, there is the Prophet Moses. He represents the standard of clear, structured morality and human justice. Then there is Al-Khidr. The text describes him as a wise, pious man possessing a special divine knowledge, an understanding of the world that operates outside standard human laws. Moses asks to learn from him, but Al-Khidr places a strict condition on the journey. He warns Moses that he will not have the patience to endure what he sees, because Moses lacks a full context to understand it. Their travels create a friction between immediate perception and ultimate reality. The men set out and encounter 3 distinct tests. First, they board a boat owned by poor fishermen, who generously offer them free passage. In response, Al-Khidr secretly tears a hole in the vessel, damaging it. Moses is outraged. Destroying the property of poor workers who just showed them kindness seems entirely illogical and unjust. They continue on, and the second test is far more severe. They pass a young boy, and Al-Khidr takes the child's life. Moses reaches a breaking point. This act violates the moral law he represents, appearing to any observer as a senseless evil. Finally, they arrive at a town where the people are hostile, refusing to offer them food or a place to sleep. Yet, when Al-Khidr notices a crumbling wall, he labors for free to rebuild it. Moses is frustrated. They are tired and hungry, and Al-Khidr is giving away free labor to people who refuse them basic hospitality. Based on human logic, Al-Khidr's actions are chaotic and destructive. It demonstrates why human patience fails when we don't know the full story. After the 3rd strike, Al-Khidr ends their journey. But before they part ways, he reveals the hidden truth behind every single act. This schematic shows the danger awaiting the fishermen. A tyrant king was stationed downriver, seizing every pristine vessel he could find. By damaging the boat, Al-Khidr ensured it would be rejected, saving the men's livelihood. The damage to the hull served as a shield. It was a tactical loss that prevented a total one. As for the young boy, Al-Khidr reveals a darker trajectory. The child was destined to grow into a tyrant who would eventually destroy his righteous parents' lives and faith. By taking him early, the boy is spared from committing those sins, and the parents are promised a purer child in his place. Finally, look at this cross-section diagram of the wall. Beneath the failing structure lay a hidden treasure that belonged to 2 orphans. Because the townspeople were hostile, they would have stolen the wealth immediately had the wall collapsed. Rebuilding the wall was an act of deferred mercy, keeping the inheritance safe until the orphans were old enough to claim it. These 3 events were not random tragedies. They were calculated, surgical interventions. The story of Al-Khidr illustrates how God maintains purview over all creation and all of time, seeing the ends of timelines we cannot perceive. Surah Luqman uses the analogy of a tiny mustard seed. It seems insignificant, yet God records an action that small. Our perspective is microscopic, but the divine plan operates across an interconnected web where every hidden variable is already known. This is the Mirage. It is the assumption that our present tense snapshot of pain is the final picture of reality. Worldly loss is often a rescue mission. True patience isn't just waiting, it is having the humility to accept that we are operating inside a blueprint we cannot see.